Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Logan. I love all things crochet. I especially love to crochet plushies. Today's video I'm going to be talking about all of the items that I made in the past 2.5 weeks-ish. I haven't really been counting, but I have acquired a pile of items, so I thought it would be a good time to talk about all of the items I made and the patterns as well, so I can put these away and keep working on some new items. So that is what we are going to be doing today. I haven't really done a video like this just showing everything all at one time and talking about the patterns. So since I had quite a bit piled up, I thought it would be a good time to do this video. So starting off, I wanted to talk about a pattern test I did. This was a pattern test for Crochet by Jenna. I am a part of her Patreon and she does allow her Patreon to test for her. So this is the bunny snuggler pattern, and as you can see, it is quite big. I used Loops and Threads Fluffy Flex, which is their new yarn. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell. It is like a blanket yarn, but it does have flex throughout it, and I did embroider the eyes because I wanted it to be completely baby safe. Now the one thing that I did differently on this pattern is that I almost ran out of yarn and I used a whole skein of this, so I had to make the ears a little bit smaller than they normally would be because I would have ran out of yarn, and I didn't have any more. I only had the one skein. So she does an option to have the arms as no sew, but I opted for the sewing of the arms because I wanted to be able to place them wherever I wanted to. And then you do sew on the ears as well, and then you also sew on the little tail. I did a little fluffy cotton ball tail. I used Little Bunny from Premier, which I think is the perfect little touch. I really enjoyed this pattern. I thought it was super easy to work up. I did use a 5mm hook and Fluffy Flex, and I would have really used a 6mm hook, which it would have ended up ginormous if I would have used a 6mm hook. So my hand did kind of hurt after using a 5mm hook with this, but I'm glad I used it because I would have ran out of yarn even quicker. So next time I make it, I will definitely use a different yarn, probably Bernat Blanket, but I think this would be so adorable in an Easter basket since Easter is coming up. Like, just imagine this in a little basket with some candy and other toys and things like that. But I really enjoyed how it worked up. I'm not sure if I'm going to make another one before Easter since I am working on some other items, but I really like how it turned out. Of course, it doesn't have to be for Easter, but just because that holiday is coming up, I wanted to mention that. So that one is from Crochet by Jenna. And then the next patterns, I have been testing out Crochet by Jenna's book. I did purchase it off of Amazon, and I also did win her giveaway on her Patreon. Like I said, I am a part of her Patreon, and I did win the giveaway of one of her books, and I told her just to go ahead and send it even though I already had a copy of the book. And she felt really bad, so she did send me a Premier gift card because I had already purchased the book. But I have a friend who also crochets, so I will be giving her the other book. I did talk to her about it and she said she was interested in it, so I'm going to give that to her as well. So I'm going to grab the book here off of my desk. Here is the book. I'm obviously going to keep the one that is signed and addressed to me, and then she also gave me this little bookmark, which is really nice to have in this book because I kept having to put things in its place so that I could mark the page that I'm at. So I'm really glad that I did get this bookmark as well. I'm not like going through and testing out all 40 and doing a review on it, because I think that that would be a lot, and I know some people have already done that. But I am thinking about doing a video where I spin the wheel and choose what it makes for me. So I think I want to do that because I haven't seen anyone do that yet. So I think I'm going to work on that because I thought that that would be a really cool video, since a lot of people have just been making them and doing a review on it. So I thought about maybe doing that instead. However, I have already made some of these patterns. I was already making them when I came up with that idea. So I have made 8 of the patterns so far out of the on the land section. So I think there's 13 of them, 13 or 14 of them in this section, and I've made 8 of them so far. So I'm going to grab them off of my table really quickly, and then I will show you everything I've made. We'll just go off of like what I grab. So starting out, we have Dazzling Dragon. And again, all of these are mini no-sew. So I'm really interested to see how these sell at markets. I do eventually want to end up making all 40 of them and taking them to a market and really seeing what sells the best out of them. I thought that that would be really interesting to see. So I do have this dragon. I made a blue version of this. Again, no sew and mini. I think this is perfect for markets if you just want to make a really quick dragon before your market, because not a lot of people want to spend a bunch of money on dragons, although they are very popular. So I think this is a good opportunity to make a smaller one and then have those cheaper alternatives instead of having the really big dragons that are more expensive, although those do look really cool and I do really like having those at my market. But for a little bit of a cheaper price point, you could do something like this one. I can't remember how long this one took me. I was just kind of casually crocheting it, so I really wasn't timing myself, but I really do like how this one turned out. Like I said, I do want to take these all to a market. I do have my stuff in a I do have my items in a storefront, and I would like to take those there and keep my stock up, but I do really want to see people's reactions to them and see how well they are perceived at markets. So I think I'm going to save all of the ones that I've made for markets and just see what people think. So like I said, this is the Dazzling Dragon. And then Leaping Lizard. This is one of the easier patterns that I have made in the book so far. Again, the legs are just worked up in a chain. So far, that's the only one that I've used that the legs have worked up in a chain. The rest of them are made and then they're crocheted in the round because this is a no-sew book. I really like the lizard. I think kids will like it. And I really like the color that I used as well. And then we have Bodacious Brontosaurus. I love this color that I used. It is from Hobie. It's Honey Bunny, but I'm not sure the shade of it. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I did use these reddish orange yellow eyes because I thought it would be a really nice contrast with this color. Again, I think kids would really like this at markets. I really do like that they are mini because, again, a lot of people want these smaller items at markets. Next up, we have the Feisty Fox. This one may be my favorite so far. I just love how he turned out. One thing I really like about this book is that it's giving me the opportunity to make animals and other items that I have never made before. Like, I've never made a fox before, and I love how this little guy turned out. I really like to have one-offs at markets. If you've seen some of my previous market videos, you see that I do not like to have like 20 of the same item over and over again. However, some items I will make, you know, 10 of each because I know they sell really well. But items like this, I just don't really like to have a bunch of them. I don't like to batch make a whole bunch of items and to have the same thing at my table and just it just all look the same. I like to have random one-offs of everything. That is one thing that I love to do at my markets, and I would really highly recommend that because it gives a lot of people the opportunity to pick something that they might not see at other places, and maybe to have a one-off of their favorite animal. You know, maybe someone's favorite animal is a fox, or they really like a fox or a giraffe. I haven't really made giraffes that much. Actually, this is my first giraffe I've ever made, but again, this fox loved this pattern. This is probably one of my favorite ones that I have made so far, and I really like that I have the chance to make these one-offs. And then this is the gentle giraffe. I really love this color story I did. This is just something that Patty from Stitches by Patty, I just know that she would love this color story. So Patty, if you're watching this, definitely use this color story for a giraffe. I used mashed potatoes, almond butter, and mushroom, all from Parfait Chunky. Again, this one took a little bit longer to work up because of the color changes, and I have had a request for a giraffe before and I just never had it, so I think that this will go really well at markets. Again, I really love how this one turned out. And I think we only have 3 left of the ones that I've tried. This one is Clever Capybara. Look at how tiny he is. He's so cute. I have him sleeping. I didn't put safety eyes on it. This is one where you could make maybe 5 of, or even 10 if you had a bigger market, because capybaras are pretty popular, and this one is really small and really easy to work up. I would say this one and the snake, which I'll be talking about in a little bit, and then the lizard, those were so far the easiest and quickest items that I made, but he's just so tiny and I really like how he turned out. He just fits in the palm of my hand. And I'll go ahead and move on to the snake because we were already talking about this. I really like the size of this. It's not too long. It's about the size of my forearm. And I stuffed this really lightly so kids are able to play with this. And I also used snake eyes. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell in this lighting, but I did use blue eyes to match this. I also used variegated. This is Sweet Snuggles Light. And then this one, of course, is the easiest one to do so far since there is no limbs or anything like that. I really do like this one as well. This is the Blissful Bear. I just used a nice light brown shade. And I really like his little tail too. This one was really easy as well. Nothing too crazy with this. All the bodies and the legs are kind of worked up in the same from what I have seen from the ones that I have made so far. Again, I can't really say too much about the book because I've only used 8 patterns out of 40, which really isn't that much. So I want to keep using some of these patterns, and like I said, I do want to do that video on it. Let me know in the comments below if you are interested in me doing that video, because I think that is a different kind of video than what a lot of other people have been doing. So again, that's everything that I've made from Crochet by Jenna in the last 2.5-ish weeks. I'm just going to say that because I don't really know how long these items have been sitting here, but again, that's everything that I made from the book. And then moving on, I made this little cow. This is Madeline Mako. This is the baby cow, and I just used white and black. Surprisingly enough, I haven't really made white and black cows. I think this is only the second cow I've made that's been white and black, and the first one sold, so I decided to make another one. This one is so easy and quick to work up. It's perfect for markets as well, or if you just want to make a cow really quickly. I love the size. I do want to make some bigger ones. I just haven't really had the time to, but I really love the size of this one. Again, people are looking for smaller items kind of this time of the year, but I really, really love this pattern. The only thing you have to sew on is the muzzle and the 2 little, I don't know what, the little horns, I guess, but those are the only 2 things that or 3 things, I guess, that you have to sew on, which again makes this pattern really easy, and I don't have a problem with sewing on a couple of little items. Really cute. And then I'm gonna show these two little mini ones that I have. This one is from Murphy Crochets. This is Buttons the Bunny. I used for the first time Feels Like Bliss, and it turned out so tiny, and it really did end up really cute. And then I added this little white tail, which I think makes it, and I matched the little nose with it. I have thoughts on Feels Like Bliss yarn. This was my first time using it, so I don't, oh, I dropped my next item. I have some thoughts on this. Again, it was my first time. It was really slippery, like it kept slipping, and you can't really see any of the stitches. You can a little bit when you get up close, but as you're crocheting, you can't really see a lot of the stitches. I am gonna have to crochet with it again. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a bigger item instead of something really small, because even with Parfait Chunky, this would end up maybe this big. So it is a really small pattern, and I really do love how it turned out. I think it's perfect for a little bunny. It's so cute. I really like how this pattern was worked up. I do have her kitty pattern like this, and I also have her frog pattern like this, and I love these little patterns. I think they're perfect for markets, perfect for something small if someone wants it. However, I don't think I will be using Feels Like Bliss using this, but again, these are perfect for Easter. Imagine this in a little Easter basket. I really like how she writes her patterns as well. They are really easy to work up, and they're really easy to understand as well. But yeah, so I made this little guy, and then I also made this pattern. I need to pull it up because I don't know what it's called. This is, oh, just a crochet medium-sized jellyfish. This is a tutorial from Loops and Knots Crochet. I believe she does have a pattern that you can buy, but I just watched the little tutorial. I made a little mini version of it because I used really small yarn, and it's a variegated yarn. Whoa. Okay, yeah, here is what he looks like. I might put him on a keychain, or I might just put him in my minis bin the next time I do a market. I think that's what I'm going to do. It was really easy to work up. Again, I just followed her tutorial on her YouTube page, and I really like how he turned out. Look how small he is. Okay, while I'm on my phone, I want to talk about some patterns that I already made, and they were for custom orders, so I have already given them to the people that they need to go to. So one of the first ones that I made were a bird on a swing. This is from close.knit.crochet, and I made a little chick on a swing. The swing was blue. I don't have any pictures of that one, so I'm just going to zoom in on the pattern and just show you. That's what it looked like. It was a yellow chick, and then the swing was blue. That was a custom order, so I ended up making that. It was just really quick. She asked, it was one of my coworkers, she asked if I would make it, and I made it that night, and I gave it to her the next day. So I didn't have enough time to take a picture. I just forgot. So that is one of the items I made. And then I also did a custom order for a baby shower. She was one of my market, she was one of my booth neighbors at one of my last markets in December. And her daughter was having a baby shower. And so she wanted me to make a whole bunch of items. I will pop up some pictures of what I made. I made a total of 4 items. So the first thing I made was a bear snuggler, and this is a pattern from the Cozy Stitch. Now the one thing I did differently is she requested a baseball jersey because the nursery theme is baseball, so I did a baseball jersey, and then on the back I embroidered his name. And actually I have a clip of me talking about this, so I'm just going to insert the whole clip of me talking about it right now so I don't have to repeat myself. So she wanted this little bear snuggler wearing a baseball jersey, and then I ended up embroidering his name on the back. So that is what I did today. I had all of the parts done. So I sewed on the ears, the little nose piece, the arms, and the legs, and then I also did the embroidery, and then I also made this little baseball bat. I did that today as well. And then I want to show you the rest of the order, since I think that would be weird to not show you the finished order. So she did order a baseball glove. This is what the baseball glove looks like, and you can actually put your hand in it if it's for a small child. And then also a baseball. I'm not sure the pattern designer for these. This is a separate pattern, and then this is a pattern together, both from different creators, but I wanted to show that. So I did make this baseball today, and then I did sew on all of the pieces for this one. This is by the Cozy Stitch, and I just modified it to make it look like he was wearing a little jersey. So I did message her, and she is so happy with these. So I'm going to meet up with her tomorrow and give these to her. I think everything turned out so cute. Let me get it all together. I think this is perfect. So the one thing I am going to say about that custom order is that the baseball bat pattern was from thecrafterlife.com. I did purchase the pattern off of Etsy, but I did make the baseball bat from that pattern. And then the glove and the ball I made from one Paisley pig, and I did get that one off of Etsy as well. So I did not mention that in the clip because I didn't have who made the pattern, but now I have it on my phone here, so that is something I do want to mention. But instead of me popping up pictures, I know I have a clip of me talking about it, so I just wanted to insert that in here. And then another thing that I did make was, this is probably my favorite thing that I have made, and I don't have it with me. This is a wizard frog. I used the new colors from Parfait Chunky. I love that green. I knew I was gonna love that green. I only bought 2 skeins, so I definitely want to pick up some more when I run out of the ones that I have. My really good friend, my best friend, she wanted this one, and I made it on our way down. We were doing a little day trip, and I made it while we were in the car, and I knew she wanted it, so I went ahead and gave it to her. So I knew she really wanted that one, but I do have some pictures of it, so I will pop it up here on the screen. But that pattern is from Clover Crochet, and then that's on Instagram, and then on Etsy it's Clover Crochet 4. I really love that pattern. I definitely want to make another one because I think a lot of people will love it, but I know my best friend wanted it, so I just gave it to her. And then my sister, she wanted a cherry pillow for her new apartment. So this is a YouTube tutorial from Crochet Pink Pumpkin, and I do have the tutorial on YouTube, but she also has it connected to her website, and so I went onto her website and I used just that pattern that she had there. So I will insert a picture of what it looks like, and I gave those to her. I made those for her last night, and I gave them to her last night when I was when we were together, so she was really excited for that one. So I believe those are the only items that I have made that I do not have with me. So we will move on to what else I have. I've made a lot. I'll have to count all the items that I have made, or I'll have a little plushie counter down here maybe to see how many patterns I have made. Oh, I was giving a sneak peek of this one. This one is a pattern from Apple Tree Boutique, also Stacy Makes here on YouTube. I really wanted to make this pattern, and this is from her Sitting Birds 2.0 pattern, and this is Molly Mallard. Look at how cute this one turned out. I love the size of this. I used Premier Basic Chenille Brights for this whole one. I do want to use some other yarns for it to make it a little bit bigger. I have a couple of ideas, so you will probably see that in the next video of what I've been making. But yeah, this is what this one looks like. It is completely no sew, which I love. I love that the little feet are no sew. I was so shocked at how fast this worked up. I was doing the feet and the little wings and the beak, and by the time I got to here, I was like, oh my, I'm almost done with this whole pattern because it works from the bottom up. I love this. I definitely want to make some of the other ones. This is the only one that I have made so far. I knew I really wanted to make this one because mallards sell really well for me at markets. So I know I'm going to be making a lot more of these, but just look at how cute and tiny he is. Oh, I guess her name's Molly. Look how cute and tiny she is. I really love this pattern. I did buy her Sitting Birds 1.0 and 2.0, so I have a lot more birds that I can make. But yeah, I really love how this one turned out and how it can just sit. I really, really love it. I love the way that Stacy does her patterns. I love her. I love watching all of her videos. So I definitely want to make some more of those. And then kind of sticking with the theme of birds, I made this. Look at how adorable this is. I love this. This is the ducky with fruit hats. This is from LA Crochet on YouTube and also on Instagram. This is a little duck with a strawberry hat. She does have an option for a strawberry hat, an orange hat, a kiwi hat, blueberry, and a grape. So I know I want to make all of the ducks so I can have them all lined up at my market, but I know I wanted to do this strawberry one first because I know strawberries sell really well for me and I also really love strawberries, so I wanted to do this one first. You do have to sew on the wings, and then I believe you have to sew on the beak as well, but it works up really easy. I will say the one thing you have to do, and she does mention this in her pattern, you need to make sure to really stuff this back piece as much as you can. What I did is I stuffed and then I would sit it on the table to make sure it would sit without the head pulling it forward because of the difference in weight, because this is so top heavy. So I did do that as I was making it, so I would definitely recommend making it, stuffing it, sitting it on the table, seeing if you need to put more stuffing in it or anything like that. But yeah, here's his little hat. I love this pattern. This is going to be perfect for spring and summer. I just know a lot of people are going to love it. I've already showed my sisters and my best friend and they all loved it. All of them were like, I need that. So I definitely think this is going to be a really good seller for me at some of my markets. Just look at how cute it is. And it is a really good size. I used Parfait Chunky and a 5mm hook, and it turned out a really nice size. So you could make this a lot bigger if you wanted to, depending on the yarn size. But again, I want to have all the different fruits because I think that would just be so adorable on your table at your markets. Like, imagine them just all lined up. I love this. Okay, my camera shut off. But as I was saying, you could definitely batch make this if you wanted to. You could make all of the wings at the same time, all of the beaks, and then you could also do all of the hats at the same time as well. And then work your way and make all the bodies, sew on all the wings, sew on all the beaks, and stuff like that. But yeah, I really can't wait to have this all at my market and have them all set up because I think that would look really, really good. I made this hanging plant. This is the Itty Bitty Hanging Plants. This is a 5-in-1 pattern from Minnie's Crochet Friends. I saw Stacy make one of these. That was a tongue twister. I saw her make one of these and I was like, I have that pattern and I've really been wanting to make one. So I decided that I was gonna go ahead and make one of these. I did not put a face on it like she did because I think this will be really nice for plant lovers and they may not want to have a face on their little pot. So I went ahead and did one without. I might do some with and some without so people can choose because some people like a face on them, but I just did the curly plant one. There are, again, like I said, 5 different options, but I really like how this one turned out really easy to work up. The only thing that takes long is the little curls, but it doesn't take too long. I mean, all the chain and then go back, they all take a little bit longer, but to me, it's just something mindless that I can do, and I love to do that stuff for whatever reason. I just love to do the little mindless crochet things where I don't really have to think about it. But yeah, I really love how this one turned out. I think I'm gonna make myself one and put it maybe as in my car, because I think that would be adorable, just hanging in my car. And I don't really make myself anything, so I do kind of want to keep this for myself, but I think I am going to sell it, because who wouldn't love a little hanging plant that you can't kill? We are near the end, I promise, but we're going to talk about one of my faves here on YouTube and Instagram, Patty from Stitches by Patty. You've already heard me talk about her a little bit earlier. If you watch some of my YouTube videos and also look at my Instagram, I love her patterns. I love everything that she does. I made a post saying that I was her #1 fan, and I thought that was hilarious. But I have made 3 of her patterns, and I've made 6 items. Some of her patterns work up super quickly, and I'm just like, I just need to make all of these really quickly. They just don't take long at all. So first I want to talk about these little guys. This is Bubbles Beta Fish, and this is, I think this is low-sew or no-sew is what she says. This from the tip of the nose all the way to the tail is all one piece, and then and the fins, that's all one piece, and then these 2 little fins down here, these are surface crocheted, so you do not have to do any sewing. But I ended up making 2 of these, and also I embroidered the eyes because they're so small. I feel like if you had safety eyes, you could just like feel them, so I thought embroidering the eyes would be really easy. So I made this little rainbow one. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see. Here is the rainbow one. This is the first one that I made. This is yarn that just works up like this on its own. It's the same yarn that I used for the little jellyfish that I made. So again, this is the first one. This yarn is from Hobby Lobby. I got it a long time ago. I just never used it. So I saw she made a beta fish in that. So I was like, oh, I have that. I can just make it. And then I also did a purpley pink one in the same brand of yarn. Let's see if you can see the colors. Okay, here is the purple and blue one. I almost love how this one turned out a little bit better. This is the second time that I made it, but as far as the color story goes, I almost like this one a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, I love the rainbow one, but I really like how this blue and purple one turned out. So I was able to make 2 of them. I could have made more because I just love doing the tail. I really like how she works it up. But I do have some requests for these because my sister has a beta fish and she wants me to crochet her little beta fish. So I'm definitely going to make more of these. And I think these will be perfect to put in like my little minis bin because they don't really take a lot of work. And once I make them a bunch, it's going to be really easy for me to make them. So I made 2 of these. And then another really easy pattern from Stitches by Patty is the baby blooms. I've had this pattern for a long time and I have never made it, and every time I'm like, I need to make this, I need to make this. Well, finally I'm like, it's spring, it's gonna be spring soon, hopefully here, but I was like, I need to make this because it's gonna be spring and these are gonna be perfect. And I started working on this pattern on my lunch. I almost finished 3 of them on my lunch. That is how fast they worked up. I'll show you what I did on my lunch, and then I'll just tell you what I did at home. So this is the tulip. I made a light yellow one, and then this is the basic flower. I do need to add some white details on the eyes, but right now I just have them as black. I don't know, let me know if you like just the white or just the black, or if I should add white to them. I don't know. My sister said they looked good, but I might add some white. So we have the tulip, the basic flower, and then this is actually the sunflower, but I did it in white and purple. So these are what I made. I made all of these in one day. I almost made them all on my lunch hour. The body of them, the green part, takes me 10 minutes to make one. So just the green, I was able to make all 3 of the green pieces, and then I was able to make the tulip head, and then this pink one. I was able to make all of that on my lunch. I didn't sew them on yet, but I was able to make all of that on my lunch hour. So really super easy and really quick to work up. You can definitely make a lot of these. I do want to make some more of them. I want to make the daisy, and then I do want to make the actual sunflower of them. But look at how cute they are all together. Let me know if I should add the white to the eyes. Like I said, my sister said they looked fine like the way that they are, but I think I want to add the white. But yeah, here they all are. Love them. Perfect for spring. And then the last pattern I made from Stitches by Patty. This is Marcel Senior. I love her monkey patterns. Her monkey, I think it's Marcel, I can't remember the name of the pattern that I have, but it's Marcel. I think it's just Marcel the monkey, and he has a little banana. I have made 3 of those, and every single time I bring them to a market, they sell. I brought 1 to a market, it sold. I brought 2 to a market, they both sold. So that, I definitely recommend that pattern. That one is just Marcel, and then this is Marcel Senior. I had this color. This is from Parfait Chunky. This is the pom-pom yarn, I believe. And I was like, I really want to make a monkey out of that. I think that would be perfect. And I had this pattern that I hadn't made before, so I did pair it with the cream color. And the only thing you have to sew on is the head to the body, I believe. Everything else is crocheted in the round. And look at his little curly tail. Here at the back, you can really see the flecks of rainbow. I just think he turned out so cute. I love him. I really like how he turned out. I do want to make some more of them, and I think with the little baby Marcel with the little monkey, or with a little banana, that would be adorable. Also, there is an option for a little banana bag with this one, but I thought with the little rainbow flecks, I should just leave him as is. If I make another one in just the regular teddy bear color, I will definitely add the banana, but I love how this one worked up. I always love the little monkeys. I think they're so cute, and they sell really well. So that is everything that I made from Stitches by Patty. I'm sure in my next video you'll see that I'm making some more from her, because I feel like I always make something from her patterns. But yeah, I really like how this one turned out. Last but not least, I feel like I've been talking forever. Last but not least, I made this sun pillow. This pattern is from ALE_MAKA. I do not want to mispronounce that, so I'm just going to spell it out, and then I'll pop it up here on the screen, and I'll link it down below in the description. But I made this sun pillow. This was for my mom's Christmas present. I ran out of the yarn and I couldn't find it, and I looked everywhere. It wasn't in stock online. Finally, I found it, and so I was able to finish this. I FaceTimed my mom. She's so excited to receive this finally, because she knew it was coming, but I was able to finish this. So this is the sun pillow that I made my mom. So this is, again, for her Christmas present, but now it's March, so she'll be getting it. I will bring it to her soon, but it is actually a really good size, and it looks really cute in my room, but I just don't want to make another one right now because this was a lot of work. You do have to make this first side and then this side here, and then you have to make all of these individually and sew them on. You sew these 2 pieces together, and then you sew all of these on. I made this with Bernat Blanket Mystical. This is the yellow shade. I can't remember what the yellow shade is called, but yeah, I made this, and it is, again, huge. It's just a little accent pillow for her, so she's really excited to get it. She did say it was a lot bigger than she thought, and I was like, well, yeah, it's a pillow. So I can't wait for her to get this. I'm really excited. I finally found the yarn to finish this, so that was a great accomplishment this week to finish this, so now I don't have this half work in progress. I had this side done, and then I had this side in one more row, and then I had all of these to make. So I love how this turned out. I probably won't be making another one for a while. I made 2 pillows in one day. I made finishes, well, I didn't necessarily make all of them, but I made all of this and then connected everything, and then I made the cherry pillow. I made that all in one day. So yeah, that is everything I have made this in the past like 2.5 weeks. It is all in this tote here and overflowing. The pillow cannot fit. So I think that is pretty good. I don't have any markets right now that I am prepping for. I am just making things for the storefront that I'm in, and custom orders as well that people have ordered here and there. So I am going to start working on items that I can just keep and save for my markets. So if one does pop up, I will have some stock made up, and I will be able to do that market because I have a lot of items. So I am going to use the items from the No So Mini amigurumi book, but again, that's only 8 items, so I am gonna start working on that, so you'll see more of that in the coming videos. But yeah, that is everything that I have made in the past 2.5 weeks. Let me know if you like this style of video. Again, I kind of talked about the patterns, how I liked it. I am pretty easy. I like to make a lot of different items, so I didn't really have any issues with any of the patterns, which is really good. I try not to buy a whole bunch of patterns and ones that I'm not really sure if I'll like. I think I do want to kind of do that a little bit and kind of test out some more patterns, but a lot of these were ones that I knew I would really like and I had heard a lot about so I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite item. I'm really interested to see which one people will like the best. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload. And follow me on Instagram, sunnydays_crochet. And I will see you in my next one. Bye everyone, have a good one. I used All by Parfait by Chunky. Parfait by Chunky. Loops and threads. This is what can I think of the word? What can I think of the yarn? This is